You know, what's the greatest success tip? There's so many, but the one thing that makes all the difference, I'll tell you this, it's knowing. See, people want to succeed. They want to lose weight. They want to make money. They want to get out of debt. Want, but they never have. And I used to think, why is that? It's because they keep on wanting. And one day, this is the story of a law that now has changed my life and will change yours as well. I was eating a meal in a beautiful restaurant, and this Ethiopian waitress came over with this big smile, pregnant, so happy. I looked at her, I said, wow, when are you gonna have your baby? She goes, oh, in 1 more month. I said, well, what an incredible thing. She goes, oh, me and my husband, we tried for many years. And she told me a story of 6 years of trying, spending over $25,000, their entire life savings, trying and trying and trying everything they could. They wanted a baby so bad. Finally, they exhausted their savings. They exhausted their hope, and they stopped. They literally stopped trying in their mind. And what happened was immediately, just a month later, she got pregnant. And now she was a month away to have her baby. She was so happy. Well, someone at the table said, well, let me tell you about my sister. She was trying for 12 years, and then they gave up and went to go adopt 2 people or 2 babies from China. They came back, and 6 months later, she got pregnant with twins. And then the other person would tell me about my brother. And story after story after story, people that wanted to have children couldn't. They tried and tried and tried, wanted, until they finally gave up and then got pregnant. Or they adopted and then they got pregnant. And I said, what is that? Well, what happened was they kept on wanting and always was manifesting wanting, never having. And the key is that you have to not want, but know. Absolutely know and believe. So when I tell people, do you want to be rich? No. You know you're going to be rich. You know you're going to be successful. You know you're going to succeed. You know you're going to lose weight. You know it. Don't want it? Know it. That's the #1 key, the most powerful key for people to succeed, is to know, not want. And the law of wanting is simple. You continue to manifest what you want, never having it, always manifesting the feeling, wanting, never having. So you want to change that to knowing, having. That is the key. First of all, you need to know that you're amazing. Period, end of story. You are amazing. You're spectacular. Just because you show up, just because you're here, just because you're watching this, you are amazing. You have what it takes. Second, you need to know that the things are going to come that you need to succeed. Period, end of story. What does that mean? That means that if you're great at this but not at that, just know that those things will come. Literally. Know that the help will come, the people will come, everything will come to what you need. Just do and know. And people say, well, I can't move forward until I know what to do or how to do it. Just know it's going to happen. Just know it's going to happen. Just know it's going to happen. I can't say that enough. I tell people, do it. Don't quit. Do it. Don't quit. They go, what do you mean by that? Simple. Start. Do it. Don't quit. And as you begin to do it, don't quit, do it, don't quit, everything you may need or things that you may not know how to do will become clear. One step at a time. That is the key to success. Do it. Don't quit. Do it. Don't quit. Do it. Don't quit. That is the key to success. A lot of people say, well, you know what? I don't have the resources. I don't have the background. I don't know if I can do it. Guess what? You have more than what you know. In fact, I could tell you story after story of people. I remember sitting with a waiter who thought he had nothing. In fact, he was 34 years old and he had nothing, he thought, tried and didn't succeed. I looked at him, I said, you could do anything. He goes, what do you mean? I said, all you have to do is ask. What do you mean? Ask the question and the answer will come. Ask the right questions and the answer will come, because questions are the answer. He was asking himself, well, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. So the answer was coming. What he needed to ask was, how can I do it? How can I afford it? How can I succeed? How can I get the help I need? And when he asked those questions, the answers appeared, the people appeared, and the help appeared, because he knew it. He knew it would come. And that's what I'm telling to you is, you have within you God's DNA. Literally, you were born a king. You were born a queen. Literally, you could do anything. I remember the story of King Louis XIV, and in order to take over France, the son was kidnapped, taken to a faraway city, and they knew they had to make him a puppet, and they put him in front of all the things that they thought a young man would want. drinking and sex and drugs and food to make him an appetite, to be able to basically make him a slave to his appetite. But he kept on saying no, again and again and again, month after month after month. Finally, his captors came to him and said, "What is wrong with you? You have everything that any man or young man would ever want, and you say no. How can you do that?" And he looked clearly at them at 16 years old and said, "I cannot partake." And they said, "Well, why?" He says, "Because I know who I am." They go, "What?" "I know who I am." Like, what? "I was born to be a king." You were born to be a king from the greatest king of all, God. You were born to be a queen from the greatest queen. You see, you have infinite possibilities. You have incredible strength. Your DNA is a divine DNA from the Creator himself. You can achieve and be and do anything you want to be and do. Why? Because you are a child of God. You are born to be a king. And as you know that, as you believe that, as you walk with that and smile, everything will come your way. Period. I know that. I see that in you. You're watching this now. That's how I feel that and know that. You can do it. This is a simple and yet powerful philosophy. In fact, it's a formula that I learned years ago helping my sister who had some major problems. You see, she got around the wrong crowd. That's a key thing. Who you associate with is everything. Many people associate with stinking thinking people or negative people or people that are dream stealers. You don't want to have any of those people around you. Why? Because they begin to suck your energy. And just like growing up in school, we tell people, choose your friends wisely. Well, my sister didn't choose friends wisely, got around the wrong friends, got doing the wrong things, got kicked out of school, then got taken to another school, totally new, but guess what? Didn't change her thinking. Before you knew it, she attracted those same type of friends, not good friends, and began to make mistakes and have problems. Kicked out of school again till finally she was taken home to my mother to homeschool. And she didn't like that at all. So she finally ran away, called me up. I was at college. She's like, "Mitch, I need some money." I go, "You need some what?" "Yeah, I need a job." I go, "What do you mean?" And she told me she ran away. I said, "Well, first of all, Serena, you can't run away." But I said, "What do you mean you need a job?" I said, "If you need money, go get a job." She goes, "Well, I can't because I'm only 15. And I said, and she had to be 16 or 15 and a half. And she goes, "I need money." I said, "Well, I don't give money, but if you want to earn money, I'm happy to give you a job." She goes, "Well, what?" I said, "Look, Serena, you live next to the biggest library in the country, one of the biggest in the world, the San Diego City Downtown Public Library." I said, "There are books that I want to read that I don't have time to read, books that I love to read. And if you could do me a favor, begin reading those books, and then I'll pay you hourly." And I told her I'd pay her $7 an hour, which was double minimum wage. And then just each week, write me what you've learned so I can learn from it, fax me that, and fax me how many hours, and I'll write you a check. So I gave her a list of books. She thought that was just too good to be true. I gave her Think and Grow Rich, The Magic of Thinking Big, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Autobiography of Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, 20 books. Well, before you knew it, she would begin to read week after week after week. I began to pay her week after week, and she began to teach me. A year goes by. She read literally over 152 books. I paid her over $7,762, and it was amazing. I said, "Serena, you've read literally more books than I've ever read and most people's ever read. What was the key to success in all these stories? Babe Ruth, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Michael Jordan, you name it, all of these stories." And she said, at the age of 16, something spectacular. It was a formula. She called it the success formula. She said there was two things. I said, "What were they?" She said, "Something plus something always equals success." I said, "What?" She goes, "Something plus something always equals success." And she drew it out like a success formula, like a math formula. And she asked me to guess. I go, "What is it?" So I ask you, what is it? What is it? What are those two things? Well, after a while, I guess one was persistence. These people just were persistent. And she said yes. Then I asked all these other vision, dreams, attitude. Some people had it, some people didn't. The second one is what everybody always misses. It's the most important part of being successful. It's what everybody overlooks. They never taught it in school, and they don't understand that it equates success. Persistence plus something equals success. That second thing was failure. What? Failure. Yeah. Persistence plus failure equals success. I realized that successful people are persistent failures. Now, once you know that, it's like, it's okay. If you failed, you're on your way to success. If you haven't failed yet, get ready to fail. Why? No one who's ever succeeded has not failed, at least once, if not many times. So what's the formula? Persistence plus failure equals what? Success. That is key. And once you know that, whew, you can move on. It's okay that you fail. You are going to succeed. Why? Successful people are what? Persistent failures. You are a success. All you need to do is persist through any failures, and sooner or later, you are going to be truly successful. That is a successful one. So many people say, well, when I fail, what do I do? Well, there's two things you could do. You could cry, get upset, and get depressed. Or you could say, you know what? Course correction, I'm learning. You know, you may have heard a plane going over top. Well, guess what? Planes are off course thousands of times. In fact, if they went from New York to, let's say, Los Angeles, they're off course maybe 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 times. And if they don't make course corrections, they'll end up in Cuba, Mexico, or crash. They're constantly checking in to air traffic control, making little course corrections. Well, when you have a failure, all that is a learning moment to make a course correction on your journey. And when you learn, grow, review, and move to the next, a failure is a beautiful thing. Why? It tells you that doesn't work. So what will work? You see, we would be in darkness today if it wasn't for Thomas Edison. He had 10,000 failures, and then he finally discovered the light bulb. People came to him and said, Thomas Edison, didn't you get depressed? How did you keep on going after 10,000 failures? He goes, I never failed. He goes, what do you mean? He goes, that was just 10,000 things that didn't work. I kept on going until I found something that did work. And when it did, bam, the lights went on. That is how you succeed. Thomas Edison, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Babe Ruth, Michael Jordan. These are the people like you and I. Why? They failed. In fact, Michael Jordan says this, his key to success, I failed again and again and again. And that is why I succeed. That is why you succeed. That is the key to success.